Did you say how did I know that's what it meant?
Yeah.
Oh, because, yeah, who doesn't know that?
Okay. Rats of you today, man. All right. Go on and tell them where we been. It's your fault we haven't been uploading.
Oh, it's my fault? We have been parenting and eating good. Really good. And
Too good. I didn't gain too much weight.
and enjoying parenthood.
Yeah.
Enjoying each other here and there, but not as much as we used to.
Yeah.
That's a good topic. Like your relationship after having a child.
Let's talk about it. Start it off.
Oh, today?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Well, that's not what we came to talk about. So we could talk about that in another video. What we came to talk about is the newborn phase.
And how we're surviving it so far, right?
I wouldn't say we're surviving.
They say, like, I'm not gonna lie. If you are a person who wants a lot, like some people are people who like having children. Then you got some people who straddle the fence. They like having children up to the point when the child actually gets here, then they have to deal with a newborn and all that entails, right? I feel like I'm one of those type of guys. Like, you could talk a good game. Oh, I want to have 4 and 5 and 6 and a big family up until the point when the baby gets here and the baby is crying. Then you have to like adjust your schedule and your routine, and then you have to wake up in the middle of the night. Like all those different things are things that like they hit different when the child actually gets here. I feel like as far as like the new more, what you laughing at?
Last night and the night before that, Junior was cutting up.
Yeah, like he was cutting up yesterday, y'all. Typical baby shit. Waking up in the middle of the night, screaming at the top of his lungs, getting held, getting fed, getting changed, and still doing the same. But
nothing was working with him.
Yeah.
Like we were rocking him. His dad does this thing that he likes where he's like laying on his back and he props his legs up and he'll put Junior like in between his legs and will rock him with his legs. I don't know if that made sense, but
yeah, it's kind of like I'll put my legs up like this and I'll put him right here and then I'll just swing my legs back and forth as if he was in like a rocker. And usually he goes to sleep when I do that. He actually went to sleep last night when I did that, and I'll prop his bottle up. Like, let's say if he's hungry, I'll prop his bottle up in between, like my legs, kind of, sort of, and rock him, or put his pacifier in his mouth. And usually that does the job. Like he'll go to sleep. But yesterday, y'all, he was not having it.
He was cutting up, and then
yeah,
I think yesterday. Oh, that's another thing. Usually he takes his bottle, like he'll drink his bottle and then he'll just go to sleep.
Yeah.
Yesterday that wasn't even working. He was spitting. Hi, little guy. I don't think he wants his. He's just in a
pacifier.
He's just in a in his mood where he just woke up and he's like zoning out and just chilling.
Yeah.
But he'll start crying soon. So yeah, last night he wasn't even taking his bottle. He was spitting it out. I think he just wanted to chill.
Yeah.
So he didn't poop. He was just farting.
Yeah. Look at his shirt, y'all.
Gotta show that off.
Let me get you some.
Hi.
Let's show him your shirt because it's cute.
Look at him. I think he's looking at the baby gods because he's been zoning out.
See his shirt, y'all? Say hey.
Say hey, big head.
Say hey. All right, I'm sorry.
His head is big like his dad's. So yeah, he was in just one of his moods where he just wanted to chill, like at crackhead hours, which makes sense because when I was pregnant with him, throughout the day, he would kick and stuff sometimes and move, but he was very active at like 4 a.m., 4 a.m.
Yeah.
He still thinks he's finna do that, but we're not doing that.
Yeah, go ahead.
We sleep at them hours.
I think, like, we need to be better about, like, scheduling the time that he sleeps or he's awake versus the time that he rests. Because all that shit with him going to sleep throughout the day and waking up at odd hours of the night, I'm not doing that no more. Like, even if you gotta wake him up and they're fussy throughout the day, and for some odd reason, he's a deep sleeper like me for some reason. Like when he goes to sleep, even if you try to wake him up, you can shake him and all that. He won't wake up. So, but he's just gonna have to wake up because mommy and daddy need some rest, and it's been killing us. Like, especially me. Like, I would sleep, but he'll wake up, and then again, you're not even really asleep because you're putting this pacifier in his mouth. He spits it out, and then you're like subconsciously putting it back in his mouth, so you're not even really asleep. It's like I equate it to being like tossing and turning throughout your rest throughout the night. And then it's like, okay, you think you've been asleep this whole time, but your quality of sleep has been horrible. Kind of like when I was a truck driver and I'll be driving somebody else will be driving the truck and I'll be asleep in the cabin. And the whole time this person is driving the truck, he's hitting dips and bumps and I'm shaking and I'm irritated. And I'm like, damn, I've been asleep for 6 hours, but it feel like I only got 2. The quality of sleep was horrible. And that's what you guys got to realize when you have a child is you're going to be able to get some sleep. We're not trying to make it seem like we're not getting sleep. The quality of sleep is just, it went downhill since he got here. For real.
I got some good sleep last night. He slept for 5 hours. Then we woke up. I fed him, changed him, hung out with him for a little bit. Then we took us a little nappy nap. So overall, I got like about 7 hours of sleep. His dad was able to take a nap downstairs too. So today, we're feeling like we're well rested. But it's iffy. Like, it's something new every other day. But yesterday it really helped because that was the day that he stayed up until 6 o'clock in the morning. Now, that was terrible quality of sleep because even when his dad ended up putting him to sleep, that was the day that he was just cutting up no matter what we would do. He was just screaming to the top of his lungs. And I don't know about any of you out there that have newborns, but his little annoying trait is screaming to the top of his lungs. But we're getting used to it.
Did you shit?
He may have shit it because I had...
Yeah, we're going to have to see if you didn't poop because, boy.
Let me smell him. Usually I can. He is my rock. What's the ops? I'm not the top.
You were singing that to him the other day?
Oh, yeah.
We're back. You didn't really have to change him. He didn't poop, did he?
I changed him. I thought he pooped, but...
He got them strong farts.
What the fuck?
I was just saying, like, before you change them, like, all babies are gonna cry, all babies are gonna scream, they're gonna holler, but I feel like his is a little different, you know what I'm saying? Which leads us to believe that I think he's gonna be a singer or something because I don't think any baby should be screaming that loud.
It is. Yeah, it is loud.
He be screaming really, really loud. But I would say one thing that's kept me grounded, although I ain't gonna lie, sometimes I'll be a little irritated. Not even really irritated, but like sometimes just over it. Is she said something the other day, and speaking of the other day, like let me show you guys something because this is gonna tie into what I'm talking about. So I'm a big picture taker. This is a Polaroid I just took of him. If you guys can see, bam, and I was like, oh, stop playing. My whole point in saying that is they're only gonna be a baby once. Like sometimes you have to realize that this is a once in a lifetime experience. Some people can't even have children, right? Not that that means anything. I'm just saying though, like be grateful. What you doing, boy? What you trying to say? You trying to say wrap it up? Sometimes I'm just always trying to practice gratitude and always regurgitate to myself that this is like special. So enjoy it. Don't let it's kind of like don't let life take you away from living life. And what I mean by that, don't let work and trying to make a living, all these different things that you have to do in life take you away from actually living and enjoying life because like life is beautiful and you shouldn't let it just be tainted by you trying to support yourself and all these other things. And that's the same way I feel about like the baby phase is he's only going to be a baby once. And honestly, the shit's going by fast it's like he's already over a month old. Next thing you know, he's going to be 3 months and 6 months. He's going to start crawling. Then he's going to start walking. All that's about to happen really fast. And I'm sure that you guys can agree with me, the ones who have been there, done that. It really does go by fast, you know? I remember talking to my mom. She was saying, "Boy, I remember when you was his age. Now you're a grown ass man. Like it really does go that fast." So
Wow.
I always try to put myself or bring myself back to reality and say, "Hey, although I'm kind of like irritated because I'm not getting the amount of rest that I want to get, he's screaming, he's doing all these different things. At the end of the day, this is a blessing. This is something that I should be grateful for. Even being able to be a dad, you know, have a healthy young boy that can scream. What if he wasn't screaming?" You know, so I used to tell her that all the time, like, when we used to go to our little doctor's appointments, and I used to be like, "Hey, we have to go to a lot of them, but what if they weren't allowed, making us go to a lot of them?" You know what I'm saying? It's like he's screaming at the top of his lungs because he's trying to communicate something. Even if he's not trying to communicate something, at least he's screaming.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? What if we had a baby that didn't scream at all? Then I'd really be worried. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So just always trying to find a way to think about it on the, what they say, the glass half full.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Just trying to know that this baby phase is a once in a lifetime experience and it's not going to last forever. So enjoy it while you can, because you don't want to miss out on it. These are the moments that we're going to be telling him about when he gets older. Like, boy, you used to be screaming at the top of your lungs and such, you know.
Even the newborn phase, I feel like that's even different than the rest of it. Like, he's only gonna be a newborn. I think newborns are like, what is it, 2-3 months? I think after like in between 2 or 3 months is when they stop being a newborn. And I be looking at him do the little newborn scrunch, and I'm like, oh my gosh, he's not even gonna be doing this for too much longer, you know? Even his head, he's gonna be able to hold his head. He can kind of do it now. He be holding his head up and stuff. Even like when he was born, he was still trying to hold his head up. But it's the little things, you know.
Even like the diapers. Like, granted, we knew he wasn't gonna be in newborn diapers for a while, but like, bruh, like literally, it seemed like in 2 weeks he was done with them. We got hella newborn diapers still, right? We got a good amount.
I think we have a box in there, don't we?
Yeah, we got a. Which, by the way, if you guys need some newborn diapers, hit us up so we can just get rid of those.
Oh yeah.
But he was in those. Now he's in ones. It got to the point where he got like kind of big. We like, damn, the diaper is leaving like marks on them. Like, this diaper is small, that small already.
We should give the newborn diapers to Sajada,
right.
Because she's very supportive.
Very supportive. We appreciate you. But again, like that newborn phase, how we've been dealing with it. I'll tell you how I've been. That's how I've been dealing with it. How have you been dealing with it? I've been dealing with it through like gratitude. In the moment, it may not seem like that, but outside looking in, I'll be like very grateful that he's here and that we even get to experience this. You know, that's how I be dealing with it when he starts screaming and I get kind of irritated and frustrated.
That's true. You're right. In the moment, it is kind of harder to like think about that, and in the moment, I don't know if you noticed, but I'll go blank. Like, I just won't say anything. I'll just sit there and stare.
This morning.
Yeah, I'll just sit there and stare at him when he's screaming and making a ruckus and stuff, because I'm so, like, at the back of my mind, I'm like, I'm so happy and grateful he's here. I love him so much. He's a baby. He can't do anything wrong. This is how he communicates. But in the moment, I'm like, but how I really feel is like, oh my gosh, this is annoying. I want to get some sleep. But like, the other voice in my head is like, he's a newborn. You love him. He can do no wrong. Like, just be happy he's here. So I'm like back and forth. But how I've been dealing with it, I would say just knowing that this is a part of the journey and that it's not going to last forever. And it's going to be over soon. Like, before we know it, we're going to be getting some good sleep, not waking up all through the night. And we're going to be looking back like, wow, did that even happen? Like, that was a breeze, you know? And I was telling him that we really should, like, appreciate every part of the journey, because even the pregnancy, I'll look at videos and pictures of me being pregnant, and I'm like, that went by so fast. 9 months is almost a year. That's 3 months shy of a year. And how did it go by that fast? And I'm like, sometimes I feel like I didn't appreciate it enough because I was too busy trying to rush and be like, I just want to meet him. I just want him to be here.
Yeah.
I want these back pains to be over. But you only can have your first pregnancy once. So you should appreciate all of the journey, even the bad things. Not saying that anything he does is bad. Like, even the stressful moments, because those are a part of the bigger picture. What is it called? When you go through something bad and it eventually ends up leading to something good. A bigger picture.
Yeah, I guess we can say that.
I'm trying to figure out how to say it.
It really is a big picture, like, and then, I mean, to keep it simple, like, just always remember this is the shit that you signed up for. Like,
True.
I always told her,
That's
like, I don't believe in, oh, it was an accident and the baby, we were just effing and I was pregnant. Like, I don't believe in that. Like, anytime that you decide to have unprotected sex, you are risking having a baby, right? Which is why when we first started having sex, she was on birth control and she was religiously on birth control. Like, she would make sure that she wasn't slipping up, and therefore we didn't have a baby. You know what I'm saying?
True.
So when we finally decided to have a baby, it was literally a conversation like, hey, let's have a baby. It wasn't like, and then from there we was like, okay, cool, let's get off the birth control and all that. But it was never like we're having sex and then a baby just came miraculously, and next thing you know, we're parents. So putting that in perspective, that's another thing I'll be thinking about. Like, bro, why are you even getting frustrated? This is some shit that you signed up for. You acting like the baby just got here. You know what I'm saying?
True.
Like,
people sign up for it, but it's not. We didn't know that. We didn't know what to expect. We went into it like thinking everything would be good all the time. But so I don't know what to say about that.
we were like naive. Like,
yeah.
I had an idea about how it was gonna be, but how having the idea and actually living is different. You know what I'm saying? You may have an idea about anything in life, like, oh, this test is gonna be easy. Then you go up in there, you can't remember none of the answers. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's exactly how this is for us. It's just we just underestimated how it was gonna be. You know, as far as becoming new parents, but that doesn't mean that we don't like it. Like, it's cool. It's really cool being able. It's like nothing that you can really experience. You can't, like, when parents used to be telling me stuff like, oh, don't wake that boy up, or shut up, like, why are you being so loud, or, man, I was up all night with his ass and he finally went to sleep. I'm like, bro, it can't be that bad. You know what I'm saying?
Daddy, my head. Here,
you keep moving his noggin.
Yeah, his head. He trying to balance that head.
He's balancing that head now. But it was one of those, like, situations where I used to be like, bro, you putting 10 pounds on it. You know what I'm saying? It can't be that bad. Don't ever tell a newborn parent, whether that be single or a couple.
A newborn parent?
Or, my bad. Don't ever tell a new parent, a parent of a newborn child, that something isn't that bad, especially if you haven't experienced it yet. Because, bro, until you are in their shoes and you understand what those people are going through, or that person is going through, you will never really understand. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So.
Hi.
Oh, you about to start acting up? It's like thinking about it, like he's gonna grow his first tooth and everything within this next year. You know what I'm saying? All these different things. Like, he's already getting darker. When he first came out, he was really, really light. Now he's starting to come into his color. He's gonna get even darker than this, I think.
A chocolate boy.
Chocolate boy. It's funny though, because I'm starting to even see his body develop. Like, he's buff. Like, it's really fun, y'all. So I think to cap it off.
Let me cap it off.
I think to cap it off, I would say, like, enjoy the new baby phase. Are you hungry?
It's like, see, that's what I'm talking about, favoritism. Because when you was with your daddy, you wasn't acting like this. But then when you get with me, you want to cut up.
I feel like this has been fun. It's been a little challenging. It's going to be challenging for all the people who are about to have their first child.
Especially single mothers.
Oh, my God.
Thinking about that. If I didn't have him here, if he didn't have me here, for the moments where I take the baby for him or he takes the baby for me. The other day, he took the baby and I was asleep. And I was like, is there a certain time you want me to be up or anything like that? And he was like, no, just get your rest. And so it feels weird because I think I slept for like 4 or 5 hours that day. Yeah. And I woke up like, oh my gosh, I'm a parent. I gotta go get my baby.
And she came down there, his ass was asleep.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's another thing. Like, it's a lot of women that watch this channel. So, I'm just going to say, I'm going to speak for the fellas out there. Don't be afraid to leave the baby with a man. I think sometimes, like, I guess it's a motherly instinct. You guys, I don't know if women are not comfortable with leaving the baby for a stretch. amount of time with the father, but we're not gonna kill our own child. Like we're gonna make sure that the child will survive with us. Like there are some dudes out there that are a little bit more irresponsible when it comes to like parenting. But even those guys, like they may be irresponsible, but they're not gonna. That child will be alive. So if you need to get your rest, what they be saying in the Philippines, rest assured.
Oh yeah.
Rest assured that like you can leave the child with his daddy, and his daddy's gonna hold it down up until the point that you need some rest. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I be trying to do with her while we're in this newborn baby stage is give her some time just to sleep. Like the other day when she needed some rest, I took him and put him to sleep. Although he was cutting up, but I still put him to sleep. And remind you, I got him and my little niece because our little niece has been here. You know, we watch her for a little while her mother goes to work. So this is all a family affair. We all help each other. Don't be afraid to help out your family. If you have a big family, they will help you out. Don't try to be this overly prideful parent that feels like they need to be doing everything by themselves. Like it's a lot easier. What they say back in the day, the old school people like our grandmas and moms, yeah, it takes a village to raise, you know what I'm saying? Remember they used to say that? Yeah. It takes an army to raise a child. That shit is real. Like, it really does. Like, it takes a village and an army to raise a child. So, allow that extra help. And then be attentive to, you know, one's needs. If I see that she sleep, even if, what I'll do sometimes, sometimes y'all, I'll put him to sleep. No, I'll take him out of the room. I can stay in here and put him to sleep, but I'll be wanting her to have the whole room to herself to get some rest. Like, I'll completely take him out of the room, take my niece out of the room, and keep them occupied in a different place and allow her to get as much as rest as she could. And she does the same. She did it this morning. And we just kind of work together to make sure that we both stay mentally sane.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and make sure we both get some sleep. That's very important. But for women that don't have the luxury to do that, or men that don't have the luxury to do that, sleep when the baby sleeps.
Facts.
That's what I'm gonna.
Even if you don't want to.
Yeah.
Yeah, even if you don't want to, like sleep when the baby sleeps, because bro, if you don't, you're gonna regret it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Gonna be up looking at each other.
Exactly. But to end it off, I really just want to say shout out to all the single mothers, because growing up, my mom raised me by herself. And that means the baby phase. That means the terrible two phase. That means the getting into trouble, teenage, like all of that shit. You know what I'm saying? And like, that's hard. You really don't you don't understand that up until the point where you have your own child and you start saying like, dang, like, how did my mom support me financially by herself? How does she take care of me? Like all of that by yourself, mentally, emotionally, like that is a lot. Like I see why some women be going into postpartum depression, because it's like that's a lot, bro. And like I mean, this is a video for another day, but it just really makes me kind of angry at like the fathers out there that be leaving their children, because that's like wrong to leave anybody with a newborn baby and not actively be there. That's crazy as hell. Yeah. I'm sure it's circumstances that may take, I don't know, everybody's situation is different, but I couldn't imagine myself leaving her with this newborn baby and expecting her to do all that. And then men be wondering why women, when the baby get a little older, they be bitter. Like fuck out of here. You ain't been here.
Vice versa, women with men too.
Yeah.
That would be hard for anybody to be with a newborn baby by themselves.
Yeah, even the dudes too. Shout out to the dudes, because there is a lot of single father dudes out there. A lot of people don't really mention that though, but there is a lot of us out there holding it down as well as single parents, and we make it happen. So shout out to all the single parents out there, whether that be male or female, that are holding it down. And yeah, you guys are the real MVP. The people who are in a relationship, whether that be marriage or just co-parenting. Shout out to you guys too, because it really does take a village. That's what I'm trying to figure out. So
okay, the camera's about to buy.
What?
Okay, the camera's about to die. We love you guys. Thank you for the support.
Right on time. Peace out.
Bye.